In this video, I'm going to show you how to create a backup of a course site so that you can then restore it inside of another course site. This is basically what you do when you say, I would like to copy my course from last semester, my course site from last semester into this semester, or my course site from 2 years ago into this semester. What you're basically doing is creating a backup and restoring it. That's the copy process. Right, so I'm in the course site that I would like to take the material from. So I come over here to backup. I can just leave all this like this. This is what kinds of things do you want to bring over. We're bringing over everything, so we're going to leave it just like that. I'm going to go next. By default, it will not bring over users, so that's what you want. Leave it just like it is. If there happened to be a specific single thing you did not want to bring over, here's your opportunity to say, you know what, I don't want to bring over library text reserves because the library creates those each semester, and therefore I would have 2 of these folders in my new course, so I'm going to leave that out. But I'm going to just go ahead and bring everything else over. It would be nice if I had counted exactly how many topic areas that I had, because later it might turn out that I need more in my new course site. If you back up a course that has, say, 15 topic areas and you restore it inside of a course site that only has 10, Moodle doesn't lose that extra stuff, but it's going to look funny until you add the new topic areas into the new course sites. So sometimes it's easier to just go ahead and say, hey, my old course site had 15, so I want to make sure I prep my new course site to be ready for that. Or you can fix it afterwards, either way, but just something to keep in mind. Now I'm just going to say next. And this is just to confirm everything. We know that we have no user data, all red X's. We have green checks for the things we're bringing over. I'm just going to scroll all the way down to perform backup. Performing a backup can take a little while, and you can watch this scroll bar move along. This particular site that I'm copying is really big, so this is going to take a little while, so I'm going to pause my recording for a second. Once the backup file is successfully created, you'll get this little message, and you just say continue. And this just shows you where it's been stored, and I like to come in and confirm, yes, this was the course site I wanted to back up, and it's done. I could now download that off and store it on my hard drive if I wanted to. I'm not going to. I don't have any reason to in this case. It'll remain here inside of Moodle for me to use elsewhere. So now I'm going to go back to my home where I've got a bunch of course sites and select a course site, an empty one that I want to bring that into, so the restore process. Okay, so I'm picking this course site, example course 3, it's empty. There we go. Just a generic how a course site starts out. So I'm going to come over here to restore, and when you go to restore, you're going to see everything that you have backed up prior. So this is the course we just did, and now I click on restore. You get kind of a similar bar as we did before as it sort of prepares for this restoration. It's looking at the data. And again, it'll take a second depending on how long the course was you backed up. So it's looked at it and it's telling us what's in here. And really there's nothing you can do here besides just scroll down. These X's mean user data. They don't mean, it's not coming over. I just say continue. And then now it wants to know, do you want to restore this as a new course or restore it into another course? Now we went inside our empty course already, so we want to do restore into this course. Here's where you have to make an important decision. If you already had any content at all inside of your new course site, then you're going to need to do a merge, which is a little bit trickier. Not really, but it just means that it's going to place this stuff in and it's going to sit on top of anything that was already in there. It's best if you're going to do a backup and restore to do it before you've put anything into the new course, just because it's cleaner, because in that case we do the delete the contents and restore. What you may not know at this point is whether you have any content. Go ahead and check. If you had asked for any type of text or video reserved from the library, check and see if those exist. If those exist already, then you must do a merge. If you've put something in there already, then you must do a merge. But if there's absolutely nothing in there, you can do a delete the contents of this course and then restore. If the course is completely empty and you do a merge, then it doesn't make any difference. It results exactly the same. So for the purposes of this video, it makes absolutely no difference which one of these I choose because my course site is completely empty. I'm going to do delete the contents and restore. Right? And I click on this continue. Don't click on any of the other continues. This is the continue for having chosen this way. And then now it sits and it needs to take care of actually bringing all that stuff over. It tells you, what are you bringing over, and then you say next. And then very specifically, what are you bringing over? Now in this case, this is the course configuration settings. We're just going to leave that alone. And then just double checking. If there's anything you don't want to bring over, you still have an option to say, I've changed my mind. I don't want to bring that over. In this case, I'm just scrolling down because I want to bring it all over, whole course site, and I click on next. Now it confirms. There's a lot of next in this process, which are kind of pointless, but it gives you some flexibility and the opportunity to do some confirmations. So now we're going to get our restoration time bar in just a minute. It's right here. It'll proceed through. It'll take about the same amount of time as it did to download in the first place. When it finishes, it'll get up to 100%, and then it'll tell you it was restored successfully. And then you click on continue, and it brings you right in. There we go. My course from before was completely copied. However, if I scroll down here to the bottom, all the way to the bottom, it's good for me to double check and make sure all of my segments came through. And they did, because I had the right amount in the first place. Right, and that is how you do a backup and restore method to copy one course into another course.